Hello, everybody. I just wanted to do a quick video. Those of you who are getting your tax return, I wanted to give you some great tips on what you can do with your money. Um, I talk to a lot of clients who want to purchase a home, want to purchase investment property, or want to purchase a vehicle, or whatever the case may be. But they always talk about how their credit is not the greatest. And I want to share with you some great tips on how to improve your credit score. I hope you can see me okay because it's getting dark outside. The first tip that I want to give you is to make sure that when you charge something on your credit card, when you pay it, pay it. Don't pay it completely off where it's a zero balance. Pay it down. If you're going to pay it down to, and I know they're teaching, oh, don't go over 30%. However, if you want to maximize your credit score, don't go over 10% of that credit limit. Stay within 2 to 10% of your credit limit. So if your credit limit is, let's say, $1,000, don't charge over $100 if you want to maximize your score. And another credit tip, do not pay your credit card completely off, meaning where there's a zero balance, because you need to show some type of activity on that account. And when you have a zero balance, it's as if that credit card is flatline, showing no activity. 30% of your credit score is based off of your utilization rate. And when you have a zero balance each month, you're showing no activity on that account. So whenever you have an open account, you never want to pay it completely off. You want to at least leave like 2% on there at least. You know, just go out and maybe put some gas on it every month or something like that, just to keep some type of activity on it. Another credit tip to increase your score. What you can do is contact the creditor. If you have decent credit, this is. If you have bad credit, I wouldn't suggest this. But if you have decent credit, I would say in the mid 600s on up. You can contact the creditors and ask for a credit increase. That's if you know you've been paying on that bill every month on time. So if you have a good history paying on that account every month on time, same with your other bills, then you can contact your creditor and ask for an increase. Because sometimes you may not have the money to pay it down to that 10% or less of the credit limit. So what you can do is contact the creditor and get an increase. That will help boost your score. Another credit tip is that you want to just make sure that not only are you making your payments on time, but don't have a late payment. Because if you have a late payment, your score can decrease about, I would say, 10 to at least 100 points. I don't even know why I said 10 points. More than 10 points. It could be 60 to 100 points just for being late. If you're more than 30 days late on your credit card, your score is going to go down big time. So you want to make sure that you are paying your credit cards on time every single month. Now, what you can do with that tax return money is to pay down those credit cards to bring down those utilization rates. Okay? You can, and this is what I tell my clients, because you may have 3 or 4 credit cards and they are all over 30% limit of your utilization rate, 30%. Attack one credit card at a time, because if you pay all of them at the same time, however, you're still over 30% of your utilization rate on each credit card, meaning let's say you have a credit card for $1,000 limit, and you're paying it down to, let's say you're paying $300 on that account. Well, that's still $700 you have left on that account. Now, you're still 30% over the utilization rate on that card, right? So it's not really affecting your score. Your score is still going to stay the same way. So in order to decrease your credit score, pay it down. Pay those credit cards down one at a time. Pay one, especially the ones that you know that are maxed out or close to being maxed out. Pay that one down under 30%. Like I said, to maximize your score, stay within 2 to 10% of your limit. Pay that down, then go to the next one. Do the same thing. Then go to the next one and do the same thing. Another credit tip, find out when that creditor reports to the credit bureaus. Because if you find out when they report to the credit bureaus, you want to make that payment 3 days prior. You can change your payment date. So let's say the creditor reports to the credit bureaus on the 15th of every month, but you don't make a payment until the 17th of every month. Well, then guess who has to wait another 30 days? You do. You don't want to have to wait 30 days. So what you can do is call them up and change your payment date to right before the creditor makes reports to the credit bureaus. So let's say you change your date to the 12th of every month, and the creditor reports to the credit bureaus on the 15th of every month. Ding, ding, ding. Now you don't have to wait 30 days in order for that payment to hit. Because I tell my clients, you can maximize your credit all day long with that particular card, as long as you find out when the reporting date is and you pay it at least 3 days prior. That way, when you pay it down, not off, but down, then it hits the credit bureaus right away, and it doesn't even show up as you being over the credit limit. That's how because we know things happen, and you may need to use that credit card for something, like to buy a refrigerator or something, and you know that you're going to go over 30% of that utilization rate. Okay, you can do that every single month as long as you find out when that creditor reports to the credit bureaus, and you make sure you pay it down. So you can use that tax return money, go out and buy something, whatever it is. If you know that you are going to spend money that's more than what you have and you got to charge up something, go ahead and do it. Just find out when the reporting date is and pay it down. So those are just some quick tips that I wanted to share with you on what you can do with your tax return money in order to increase your credit score, because I know some of you want to purchase a house, like I said, or in some type of investment property, or you want to purchase a vehicle. One thing they're going to look at is your credit. You know, some people say money is king. That's not true. Credit is king, because if you look at it, when you're purchasing a home or a car or even insurance, or you can't even get a job unless you have good credit nowadays. Basically, people are pulling your credit, like a cell phone or insurance, all of that. They are pulling your credit and making sure they're checking out your credit report, checking out your score. And don't just score watch. There are a lot of things on your credit report that lenders look at, not just your credit score. I tell people your credit score gets you through the front door. However, the lenders and creditors are looking at the health of the credit report. Do you have a lot of late payments? Do you have a lot of collection accounts? Do you have, are you over the utilization rate on your credit cards? If you are, you need to pay them down. So that's why I had given you some tips on what you can do to pay them down. Okay. So don't just score watch, but you want to be able to have a healthy credit report. And if you need assistance with that, feel free to give me a call. My name is Erica Harris. The name of the company is called PF Source. You can contact us at 314-451-1055, or you can email us at info@pfsource.com for a free credit analysis that we can go over your credit report with you for free of charge. That's info, INFO, at P as in Paul, F as in Frank, as in Sam, OURC as in cat, E.com, and we can give you a free credit analysis, go over your credit report, give you some tips on what you can do to improve it and get those derogatory negative accounts off your credit report and increase your score. So again, this is Erica Harris with PF Source. I'm signing out with those credit tips. I hope it was some valuable information that you learned today. Thanks and take care.